Grammys. What kind of sick joke is this? Can you imagine what American culture would have been like in 2017? Had the manipulators of distribution not campaigned since the 90s to alter how the average person receives real American music? Our culture has been bitch slapped by the graduates of CIA Mockingbird totalitarianism, whored out by the Aleister Crowley initiates controlling the pipeline in Hollywood. We are fed one stupid-ass faux celebrity star search spectacle after another, breeding self-important sacrificial lambs into the hellfire of the Hollywood Illuminati machine. And I hope that soul-sucking machine has reached its peak. CBS's airing of the 3-hour spectacle known as the Grammys received the lowest ratings since 2009, down 24% from last year. Similar to the way that Saturday Night Live is sinking in ratings, with their political spectacle attacking President Trump, which, whether you like President Trump or not, is really neither here nor there. We just want to be entertained, and we want to be entertained well. Well, the Grammys didn't offer that. They brought us Kendrick Lamar, Ed Sheeran, and a bunch of other people I can't remember the names of. On top of that, they gave us Hillary Clinton pretending to do an audiobook of Fire and the Fury, a book criticizing President Trump. Nobody cares. Nobody wants politics mixed in with their Grammy Award show. Along with all of the virtue signaling spectacles that were on the Grammys, only one of them referred to true American music, and that was the one done by Gary Clark and John Baptiste when they performed Fats Domino and Chuck Berry, basically a bone being thrown to Americans, a fake display of the Grammys giving a nod to rock music. Meanwhile, Avenged Sevenfold skipped the Grammys to protest the way that rock is being presented. The best rock music category is no longer televised during the Grammys. Apparently, music has been hijacked by Jay-Z, Lady Gaga, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and Beyonce. Would somebody please explain to me why their tired slop is supposedly better than what real musicians pushing the envelope create in the halls and bars across America? Their music is shit, and there were far better musicians that deserve to be nominated. Brian Eno had an album. Bowie's final album came out. The Flaming Lips had an album. Eric Gales, the second coming of Jimi Hendrix, who no one seems to know about for some reason, even though he's been around for well over a decade. He had a new album that could have been nominated. Public Enemy came out with an album, a far better rap album than Kendrick Lamar or Eminem could ever hope to make. 2018 is the year they give the record of the year to the whining hordes of pointless, overproduced plastic music. You know how I can tell that the leading bands in Hollywood's industry of crap suck? Artists like Bruno Mars are borrowing from the 80s because they can't come up with a style of their own. Do you Star Search-esque celebrities actually think that someone like Jimi Hendrix would have ever judged a stupid-ass talent show on primetime television? You're whores and sellouts, the lot of you. And your music is making us all sick. Sales don't mean shit. Your music sucks, and you know it. Quincy Jones, a legend, regardless of his private and personal reputation. The man does know music. He recently dissed Taylor Swift, saying that we need more effing songs, not hooks. Saying that what he thought was missing from Swift's music was knowing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what it's become? It's become exactly like music was in the 40s and 50s, except the 40s and 50s music was a lot better than today's, but today's popular music anyway. And out of that stemmed a musical revolution of artists writing their own music. Even people to this day make fun of Bob Dylan's voice, but it works. And what he wrote was genius and continues to write. It takes work. It takes experience. It takes a cultural rocket boost to create real, honest, groundbreaking music. And why is it so important? Why? Who cares, right? Whether Jay-Z or Beyonce or king and queen billionaires who criticize the president and all the American people, claiming that they're standing up for a section of Americans when they worship Aleister Crowley and are worth well over $1 billion. It's complete hypocrisy, much like Hillary Clinton's appearance on the Grammys. But music is more powerful than any politician. We found that out with John Lennon. We found that out with Bob Marley. And the CIA didn't take too kindly to it. You can't have individuals with more power than this mockingbird system that controls all the media. And that's why there are tons of musicians and artists that you see at music festivals and you scratch your head and say, why isn't Unknown Mortal Orchestra on the radio? Why do we still listen to rock music that's 40 to 50 years old? Isn't there any new rock music? It's an illusion. Yes, there's plenty of new rock music that speaks to the hearts and minds of everybody in this country, but they are keeping it from you. And on full display, their puppets of plastic songwriting crap are hogging the limelight. It pisses me off to no end. I'll have more on this subject. I'm going to delve more into what's behind covering it all up. But what I've just explained is basically the outer layer of this onion of this topic, that music is under control because it represents our culture. And by controlling music, you control the culture. Real quick, look at the musical culture compared to the actual entertainment culture that's happening right now with the Weinsteins and Kevin Spacey's careers going down the toilet because they're misogynistic, sexual abusing men. The same can't be said about the music industry. Most of the artists that got airtime and Grammys have songs filled with misogynistic lyrics, pushing everything from rape to murder. Is that our culture? Is that who we are? Something's got to change. Let me know in the comments down there if you've been thinking the same thing just as long as I have. And rest assured, in the near future, I'm going to be speaking with people in the industry and getting their side of the story right here on JonBownePolitix. Thanks for watching. You can also find us at gab.ai and support us at patreon.com/JonBowne or paypal.me/JonBowne. You can also find breaking news publications at dailynewscollective.com. Please leave any questions or comments below. Yes, we read and answer them.